Hello and welcome to How2R. This is a video series for using R for your basic data analytics needs. And in this video, we're going to show you how to summarize the data in your data frame. So we can see that we have a data frame called sales data, and that there's 7,994 records or observations and 19 variables or fields in that data frame. So the first thing what we can do is we can click on the data frame, and then we can see that a tab appears here above our script that shows in a kind of a table format or spreadsheet format what the data frame looks like. And we can use the scroll bar to take a look at that data. So this is a great way to just quickly look at that data frame, see the type of data that's in there. It's a good glimpse of that. So the next thing what we want to do, there's different command lines that we can try here. So first, if we want to take a look at the structure, we can use the structure command, str, followed by the name of the data frame in parentheses, Control Enter, and we can see that this provides a much more in-depth view, not so much of the display of the values, but the structure of it. We can see that there are 7,194 instances of the order number, which is a character field. So it tells us the data type, the number of instances, and then it shows us a few examples of the field as well. Now, that's a pretty detailed view. If we want to maybe get more of a summary view of that, or a more brief view of that, what we can do is we can use the glimpse command. So glimpse, and then the name of the data frame in parentheses, if we Control Enter that. And now it's a simpler view where we see the field name or the column name, the data type, and then a few examples. And for both these, the key observation here is the data type for each of these fields. It's a great way to look at all the data types that are used for that data frame. If we want to take a look at maybe some summary statistics for the values in our columns, then what we can do is we can use the summary command. So the summary command followed by the name of the data frame in parentheses, when we execute that, then what we're going to do is we're going to see for each of the columns, each of the fields here, we're going to see the number of instances, the data type, but for quantitative values like the team ID, or let's go to the like the order quantity, here we can see the minimum value, which was 1. The first quartile of our data set is 3. The median value is 5. The mean is 4.525. The third quartile is 7. The maximum value of that largest order quantity is 8. And that there's 3 values, 3 observations that do not have an order quantity in them, which is key. That I'm going to have to do something with that value, because they all should have order quantities. So it gives me a kind of a good summary of the distribution of my order quantities, and also indicates that there are some empty values out there. Now, if I wanted to, I certainly can use the view command. So when I click on that, it executes a view command to see the data frame here. Another way to view without having that spreadsheet view, but to show up in my console, I can use this head command, which is going to show me the first few rows of that data frame. So head followed by the name of the data frame in parentheses, and I can now see that this is kind of in a table format, the name of the field, the data type, and the first few examples of those observations. Now, if we want to take a look at unique values, so like one of the fields in this data frame is sales channel. And I wanted to see, well, what are my options? What are the different types of sales channels that I have? What I can do is I can run a command here called table, and that will display the unique values for a particular column. So here's the table is the command. Then in parentheses, I name the data frame, which is sales data. Now here I want to look at a specific column. So then what I do is I use this $sign, and that indicates that what's coming next is a column within that table. So within that data frame. So sales data, $sign, and then the name of the field. And here the name of the field, because there's a space in here, R will not recognize that. So what I need to do is I need to put single quotes around that, so R recognizes that this entire sales channel, sales space channel, is the name of the field. And that's kind of good indicator that when we have our field names, we do not want to have spaces in there. So because there is a space, we needed to use these single quotes. But anyway, using this table command for the data frame $ column name, hit enter. And now what I can see is that I can see that there are 4 different types of data, 4 different types of sales channels: distributor, in-store, online, and wholesale. And it actually also provides me the number of instances or number of observations for each of those, where each of those exists in our data set. So it's a very useful way to look at unique values for some of our data types, or some of our columns. So here's a few commands: the structure, glimpse, summary, head, and table, that allow you to look at your data differently, so that we can get a good handle of what the data looks like.